Man, what a week. we had conversations thinking we were going to just replay the same show over and over and over again. And then we get news last Friday. We record this on Wednesday night, July 29th. While you see it or hear it, first time July 30th on a Thursday night because, hey, life is more important sometimes than what we got going on here. So this is the Voice on the Inside Edge Network. I'm Kevin Earl. He is Ryan Mosser. We are brought to you by the great folks at Greeny Sports Cards, greenysportscards.com. Greeny Sports Cards, and that's singular. Mm-hmm. Yes, singular. Greeny, Greenie, not Y. It's the IE sound. They've been partnered with us for a long time. We thank them. We thank Steve. We thank Jeremy. They're going national this weekend. They're going to be in Illinois for the national collection, the collectors convention. And then you'll be able to see them locally again. Medina County Fair, August 28th to the 29th. That's one where they're always got like comic book type stuff and like the Pokemon type stuff is always big. And then they're doing stuff at Great Northern Mall a lot out there on the west side. They'll be back there September 4th and 5th. More details to come. If you want more information, greenysportscards.com. That's the best way to get in touch with them. Best way to talk to them. And we can't thank them enough. And just in case, how our commercial breaks go, thank you to Keon Sports for jumping on as well. 3 weeks away, right?
Yeah.
About 3 weeks away from week one of high school football. We are going to talk high school football on this show too.
Yes, sir.
We're going to use the articles from Keon Sports. We're going to use their knowledge, stuff that I kind of see, all those stuff that Ryan sees, all those kinds of things. We are going to talk high school football on this show. We are not going to get away from anything. And yes, the Browns are the biggest thing, but there's a lot of good football and a lot of good student athletes as well. So if I see, Ryan, I'm going to try. If I see good student athlete stories from Northeast Ohio in the other sports in the fall as well, I'm going to try to spotlight those as well. And I think that's kind of how we've always been. And that's how I always want to be. Yeah. But there's a kid that's, I think he played high school athletics here in Northeast Ohio.
Not so much kid anymore.
Yeah, not so much. So yeah, he still acts like a kid though. He still acts like a kid. LeBron James going to Philly. All the stuff has been talked about. I think like the latest thing, of course, was Shams and getting confirmed with Rich Paul, right, that, the Cavs did have a meeting early in July. I think after the trade went down, just before Donovan signed his extension, the trade between Philly and Boston for Jaylen Brown. People saying it looks worse on the Cavs. It looks Look, the dude made his decision, how much the Cavs could have done and they didn't do. It's a lot of the same questions that we have, right? Like the consistency and all that type of stuff. Right now, the Cavs are being pretty truthful to what they said, what Kobe Altman said back on May 26th, and he said he wanted to keep this thing together.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was the wrong decision personally. I mean, I talked about it for weeks. Weeks, about a month now. That's crazy, man. Thank goodness we're on to something else. Jeez,
got us through the dead period, the so-called dead period of the summer.
Man, he really knows how to be the center of attention. I mean, that's what bothered me the most. I think the way he dragged this out. The way he, kept teams frozen, waiting, unable, to make moves, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Especially if this was premeditated, he wanted to be, with the 76ers, ever since they, traded for Jaylen Brown. Then he was just leveraging time and, waiting time and trying to give any other team in the Eastern Conference a disadvantage. And if that's the case, that's tacky to me. I don't know. I just, obviously it's all speculation. We don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I'm probably just being a petty Cavs fan, but nonetheless, I just feel like he kind of did us dirty a little bit. And that's just, like I said, maybe it's just because I was expecting him to come here and that was wrong of me because, he's, like you said, he's a 42-year-old grown man who obviously makes decisions for himself. I just feel like he should have done it a completely different way. I think it was quite ludicrous actually. So,
one thing is like, if he ends up living in New York and flying in on a helicopter to Philly, right. Like people have made jokes about it. It's not funny. Like, that just when I saw that, like that made me think of Kobe Bryant, and like sure. Like that's, and I made me think
Oliver Tree, like last month. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, all other 8 that perished in that, and like other like crashes and stuff like that. So, if he does that, please be careful. Like
I mean, what can you do?
I know, but like I didn't like the way that people like joked about it. I know it was like several years past when it happened to Kobe, but like that's still kind of like I was calling a high school basketball tournament, doing play-by-play for a high school basketball tournament, and like the gym went like eerily silent when it started to go across everybody's phones.
Right.
Like that day was just very sad.
Sure.
But I hear what you're saying about, kind of tacky and all that kind of stuff. Like there's fault in LeBron, there's fault in Rich Paul, there's fault in the Cavs. Like there's faults all over the place. Like if this was real. Now, if the Cavs were never in it, like some people think,
yeah.
Like, so he wasn't leading us on, but he's an accomplice to allowing the media and all these other things like fans with sources to lead us on. Sure. Because he said like he told LA I'm not coming back. He wanted to go to New York. They told him no, and he was like, like I'm not pursuing that anymore. Like I don't. It is what it is.
Yeah, but for me, like the excuses, like the Darius Garland excuse, like that is the idea that he didn't pick Cleveland because the Cavs traded Darius Garland away when the move was literally orchestrated by Rich Paul in the first place is literally it's laughable. It's laughable. That's such a BS excuse. That's not a reason. That's literally a cover story. I mean. I don't know. Apparently, LeBron didn't want to play with Donovan Mitchell as well. He preferred a Garland, Jaylen Brown mix. That's, I don't know. I mean, especially when, Rich Paul is on his podcast saying, oh, well, this will be Darius Garland's last, what is this, 2024, saying this will be his last year with the Cavs anyway. So, I mean, it was premeditated. That excuse is BS. So, what else am I to think, Yeah.
Like, all right, he's going to go play his last year or two in Philly, and he says
Rich maybe said 4 today. He said what? 2, maybe 4 today. Rich Paul said today. He said, he could go 2, maybe 4. The 76ers are going to rejuvenize him or revitalize, or whatever he said.
Well, if that happens, like that's dumb. Like I'm not putting anything past LeBron because he's like the past 5 years he's defeated Father Time for typical NBA lifespan and all that type of stuff. Even coming in just from high school, like having those fresher legs. But like if he does that, then that's another Tom Brady situation. That's another Jordan situation. Like I can't give it up. I can't give it up. And I understand that from an athlete standpoint, but you put yourself in a very difficult spot, like just moving forward in life. And he's talking about how family's so important to him. See if you can get one more for a 4th team and be the first player ever to win a ring for 4 different teams. Said all this different history that you can. Whoever says Jordan's number 1, they're going to keep saying Jordan's number 1. Whoever says LeBron's number 1, they're going to keep saying LeBron's number 1. Like nothing he does is going to change someone on the opposite side's opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only way his legacy, like I've been talking about his legacy, his legacy recovers from this is if he brings that championship to the 76ers. So that's the only way. If he falls short, this is going to be a mistake. And I mean, obviously, his goal is to win a championship. It looks like he's cherry picking off of, Jaylen Brown, Embiid. We'll see with, even with Embiid's injury history, I'm not really holding my breath anyway. So we'll see. I don't know.
We'll see.
Maxey too, of course.
They have to win it. Yeah. They have to win it.
Win it, not just like scrape by. They have to win it.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to win it, and then hopefully if they can, then he rides off in the sunset, and that's just good. Like again, there's athletes that hang on too long.
Yeah,
and then it just becomes like just a nightmarish scenario, and then you do tarnish your legacy. Now I think he can tarnish his legacy in a lot of people's eyes by what happens with Philly, of course, but this decision he made, and we're moving forward. Yep. Maybe Hazonia will be allowed over here. Maybe he won't. Who knows? That still hasn't happened. All I keep hearing about is Kuminga and DeRozan and all. Like, whatever. Those are the moves you're going to make. You're basically telling us that the core that you wanted together, you want to keep together, and you're in denial about needing to shake things up to really compete and not just get to the same spot every single time. So like I have frustrations with the Cavs. I have frustrations with LeBron, with Rich Paul saying that, like, acting like Shams, like he was surprised Shams knew, like it's just all out there.
So do you think he's going to get booed when the first time he comes into Rocky River Fieldhouse, or are they going to cheer him on because he brought us a championship?
There's going to be more boos than there has been.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, and it's the way he approached this offseason that it's stained a lot of Cavs fans. I'm forever grateful, clearly, of the championship. Yeah. But, man, I have a little bad taste in my mouth right now. I'm kind of pissed off. So
it's a bad taste, but like I'm not going to the extent like fans saying he shouldn't get a statue or anything like that.
That's dumb. Yeah, no.
Dude won helped bring the first championship to this city. He left and decided, I need to come back for my legacy to honor a promise I made to these people. Honored the promise, took us to 4 straight finals. Like, some of the best sporting memories we have of the modern era, he has provided. Like, that dude, the day I hope they don't mess it up. Like, they probably need to take more time than just the day that he retires, like the very next day, erect the statue. Like, if they're working on it right now, great. But statues as of late have not looked Ronaldo, the Dwayne Wade, like I want it to be done right, but he's getting a statue. Yeah. I'm sorry. Like if you don't
he deserves a statue. He deserves one. Kyrie does, Kevin Love does, they all do.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll get one, but LeBron's getting one.
Fan, you don't want it, and you even try to like destroy that statue if they make one and you're upset about it. Boy, oh boy, there are going to be people coming after you more than ever before. So you have your opinion. People have their opinion, and it's great. We can have those discussions. But just like I have to deal with Deshaun Watson as a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, as much as I don't want it, if you don't want a statue for LeBron, you're going to have to deal with it. As much as I don't want LeBron in Philly, I got to deal with it. You don't want a statue for LeBron. You don't want all the commemoration. You don't want videos still for him as he comes back into town and things like that. You got to deal with it just the way that it is. I think let's take a break. Come back. Browns training camp opens today. We will also get into, at the end of the show, we will get into the guards, where they stand. Of course, trade deadline coming up. And Ohio State, they have a new sponsorship patch plus Big Ten Media Days. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So football season is here, people. Get used to it. It's going to be a long, hopefully fun for the most part in scarlet and gray. But we're in for the long haul of the football season that we all enjoy. We'll get into that coming up next, right here on the Voice of the Land.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code INSIDEEDGE10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Training camp is officially open for the Browns. Extensions for guys in the defensive back room. And, of course, the quarterback battle, as numbers will be out there, video will be out there of guys throwing in shorts. We're here to break it all down. Welcome back inside the Voice of Land. I'm Kevin Arnold. He is Ryan Mosser, and appreciate all of the great partners with the Inside Edge Network. Let's start with the contract extensions, Ryan. Your thoughts on, Denzel Ward. So I'm going to set it up this way. People have said, getting rid of Myles Garrett, trading him away was the right thing because his timeline of his career doesn't match up with the timeline of the Browns trying, actually being good as they build up their young core. Same could be said about Denzel Ward, but they decide to extend him. Thoughts on doing that? Me personally, I love that an Ohio kid, Northeast Ohio kid is still here. But what did you think when you saw that?
Yeah, so as Kevin said, the Browns gave him a 2-year extension worth $62.2 million, I believe, with $52.3 million guaranteed, which makes him the highest paid corner in the league again. So this is the second time that he's had that contract extension and been the highest paid corner in the league. And honestly, he's earned it. And like you said, Kevin, yeah, he's a hometown kid. He's from Nordonia, a Buckeye. He's never played football outside of Ohio for his home team. He said it from himself. I'm from Cleveland. I'm an Ohio kid. That matters. That matters to Browns fans. It matters to the fans. It matters, inside the building. Denzel Ward didn't have to stay. He didn't. He could have looked, at the Garrett trade and said, all right, this team is rebuilding. Get me out. Let's go. I want to go to a contender. I put in my time. Instead, he doubled down on being part of the turnaround for this team, and when a guy of his caliber, a Pro Bowl level corner who's still in his prime chooses to stay, that tells you something about the culture that, I believe Todd Monken is trying to build in that locker room. And then when you go to Grant Delpit as well, what was that today? Yeah, today the Browns followed up with Delpit with a 3-year extension worth $48 million, $35 million guaranteed. And he's another guy who's been through everything here. He Achilles tear, early inconsistency, a growth into a versatile, reliable starter on this defense. Last season he played all over the field. He played, in the box, he played in the slot, deep safety, even snaps along the line. He produced, he got sacks. This guy was a menace, and the Browns didn't have to necessarily extend him now. They could have waited and they could have let the season play out, but instead they didn't because they know how important he is to the structure of this defense. And I think the bigger picture here, Kevin, these two extensions, I personally don't think they're there, but it tells you that the Browns are not tearing this thing down. They're not they're necessarily punting the next few years. They're not saying, we'll rebuild slowly and see what happens. If they thought this was going to be a long rebuild, they would have traded both of these guys for picks. Instead, they doubled down on keeping their two most experienced, defensive backs through 2029. And honestly, it's smart. You don't let elite corners walk. You don't let versatile safeties walk, especially when, you have questions at the other side of there's obviously Ronnie Hickman, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, who is hopefully going to be a star, but we don't know. We had this side, that side of the safety locked down. It just gives the defense stability. It gives it leadership. It gives it continuity, which was a lot of uncertainty that we had with this whole Myles Garrett debacle for the last 3 years, man. And it gives, Mike Rutenberg, two guys who he can trust while the rest of the roster grows up around them. I think it's a really great move. So sorry, that was a lot. But
No. I think I'm on board with you that these are both really good moves. And, I hated just as much as anybody else the fact that, oh man, just like I need to see the language in Denzel's contract. Does it make it more tradable now? Like all these, like just going right to that card. We're always trying to get rid of these guys. I understand the whole timeline thing, especially with Denzel Ward, but like you said, you don't get rid of elite corners, and he is an underrated elite corner in the NFL.
It's crazy. He's underrated too. He's so good, dude.
He is
that
so
slide
good.
Tackle.
Pittsburgh threw at him 3 times on one drive last year, and they stopped every single one of them. So, but he welcomes that. Like teams don't go at him, but he welcomes come at me, really test me because I haven't had much action. Like let me get in on this that type of thing. But again, like this is the guy that you can see while he doesn't always do like long interviews or anything like that. Like that's a guy you can put the face of your organization on.
Yeah.
They wanted it to be Myles. It wasn't. But Denzel is that guy. And he gets us is a big thing for all Cleveland fans. Denzel gets us, he's a high school football star. Ohio State star with the Cleveland Browns. Like that doesn't get much more Northeast Ohio
right
than that for all of us fans. I love that Grant Delpit did. I don't know if you saw, but it was being reported that he was just on the sideline, just like the towel over his head, like he was during the mini camp and everything. And people were saying, well, looks like Grant Delpit holding, and not 2 minutes later being reported by people. We're getting the news from Adam Schefter that he's getting the extension. I don't know if it was Oyafusi or someone else had a video of him. Barry goes up to him to talk to him, takes the towel off his head, goes to get his helmet, gets involved in
that's so funny
in the practice. So love that. And I love the candor of Ward today too. He had that comment why weren't you here during the OTAs and stuff? Well, I had to take my girlfriend on some dates. And, he didn't participate as much in minicamp. Delpit didn't participate. Well, today he said he was asked, was that for contract negotiations? Was this going on back then? And he said, yeah. So, he opened up about it. Could have said it back then, sure. But look, he's being honest now. And that's the kind of guy you want as the face. You got some holes there. Jadeveon Clowney talking with the Browns today. Thoughts on that, Ryan?
Bring him on. Why not? I mean, he's a veteran. He was a former, first overall pick, wasn't he? Yeah, first overall pick. He's been with this team. He understands. I mean, obviously it's a different team now, but he's at least been in the building, I guess. Some of the guys, and I welcome it as long as he had 8 sacks last year. With the Cowboys, I'll take that. So. Yeah,
we can't dive too much into it because again, we're pre-recording. We're recording on Wednesday night. Well, you guys see this Thursday, so he could be meeting with a whole other team in a whole other part of the country today, or signing with a whole other team. But if he were to sign here, I'm sure what kind of jokes are being made about that. Myles gone now. Jadeveon Clowney wants back in. He was always saying, man, they just want this guy to go to the Hall of Fame. There's nothing else for anybody else to get here. It's not like a team thing. Well, so whatever. It adds depth to that room. You need depth for the cornerbacks. You need depth for the linebackers. There are still some concerns that why people think that they're still going to have a losing record this year, which might happen, but you got to see development. That's the biggest thing that Todd Monk and his staff is tasked with. Can game 17 look a lot better than game 1 and not look the same? You know what I mean? The same issues, jumping off sides, penalties, all those types of things. That's what this coaching staff is being tasked with. I know Todd Monken is setting a good culture. I know he's forthright. Everybody loves to hear him talk and everything like that. Even he is saying, if we don't do our job on game days, none of what I'm saying right now is gonna matter.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's we'll see. I'm excited for this team. I am very realistic though. So I expect us to hopefully figure out this quarterback situation this year. But if not, I mean, that's what the future is going to be is addressing.
That's why you have all the draft capital next year and all that type of stuff to, let's say this is a 5 or 6 win team and you're kind of like middle of the top 10 or closer to 10 than you are 1. It all depends. They're leaving a lot. The Browns aren't the only ones. If Browns are part of this group of teams in the NFL that's really banking on this 2027 class. I'm not saying I don't like this 2027 class. I love a lot of the guys in the 2027 class. I'm going to be probably much more into watching college football if Deshaun Watson is starting quarterback for the Browns than, watching, diving into every single minute of Browns football for those games that he plays. I'm going to be watching Dante Moore. I'm going to be and it has nothing. I know everybody's going to say, well, you got to scout him, right? As a Browns fan, we're all going to, no, I'm an Ohio State fan. I want to beat Oregon. I want to beat all these teams. But when we're not playing, I'm I can respect talent. Dante Moore and Oregon is still that flashy team and got different uniforms every single time. So watch Dante Moore, watch, Arch Manning and all these guys. A lot of NFL teams, right, are leaving a lot up to chance to hoping that and banking on this draft class being so deep that, you can get you don't have to trade up too far to get one of the top guys in the class to have the next big thing in your city. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm banking on too. That's what I expect. A lot of these guys are going to have to move on unless they get extra years on of eligibility for college. But there should be at least a handful of guys that should help franchises in some way in the future. I think probably more than that, but I'll say 5. I mean, I don't think that's unrealistic. So
we'll
see. The college football is going to be fun to watch. I mean, and there's going to be a lot of big games this year and big quarterback battles and a lot of eyes. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be fun for sure. And I don't know what the biggest week 1 matchup is, but week 2, Manning, Texas, Ohio State, down in Texas this time, night game.
It's going to be fun.
That is going to be fun.
That's as good as it gets, man.
We're going to talk a little Ohio State on the other side of our final break. Plus, Guardians trade deadline. Some people are giving up on them. Ryan, are you giving up on them? We'll answer that next, coming up right here on the Voice of the Land.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Moser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Moser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MoserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MoserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Welcome back inside the Inside Edge Network. Sorry, I'm just catching up on some of the Big Ten Media Day comments that I'm kind of seeing on the timeline because I have been busy as you know what today. I have not even
a beaver.
Yes, busy. Yes, but a lot of comments out there. I saw stuff from in the break. I saw stuff from Jeremiah Smith. Talking about how he was offered $10 million to go in the transfer portal, and why would I do that when I have the best? If best quarterback in the country, best teammates, best O-line. Now, all that stuff will be figured out if that's really true, because this is a gauntlet of a schedule for Ohio State this season for sure. And if you're gonna get to a Big Ten championship game, you're going to have to earn it. If you're gonna get to the playoff, you're gonna have to earn it. If you're gonna get a national championship, you're going to have to earn it. But I think that playing these big games, and especially if you win them, like Ryan Day said, only matters playing these big games in the regular season if we win them.
Right.
If we don't come out on top in these big games, we're not going to be in the playoff. We're not going to have a chance at a Big Ten title, national championship, all the things that are in front of us. So that type of schedule, those type of results are expected at Ohio State. It shouldn't shock anybody if they do that. But, I like the comments coming out. One thing that caught my eye, Rye, was, I saw a quote from Ryan Day talking about how, the running backs are going to they're going to make them work right from the start of fall camp because they want to get the offensive line configurement. They want that within the first 10 practices of the fall.
Yeah. And that's to be expected. I mean, Buckeye football, you run the ball, establish a run, and then destroy, through the air afterwards, especially with those elite receivers. So, there's a lot of, we brought some guys back. Carson Hinsman's back. Some other guys on that line. It looks like they replaced. Looks like they have been recruiting incredibly on this offensive line the past 2 years. So hopefully those guys come to fruition, and it's good. We need those guys up and running. We need them sooner than later, not making mistakes, and hopefully they have them fine tuned, because that's, like you said, this schedule really starts week 2, but week 2, after that you got a gauntlet, and I have high confidence in this team. I might be a little arrogant with this because I'm not so nervous this year, honestly. I still expect excellency. I still expect them to play at a high caliber. I expect Ryan Day, the national champion coach, to produce a winning product on the field. and that's a lot of expectations, and maybe that's unfair. But I mean, we lost a lot of guys in the draft, a lot of guys high in the draft last year, but it's next man up. We got some great guys in the portal. Yeah, we lost Caleb Downs. You're not going to replace him, but Earl Little Jr. is a dog, and he's going to be amazing. And we have the best receiver in college football. I'm not too nervous, man. I mean, yeah, we have some young guys. It's a very young team, but I expect them to be ready to roll. So
let me ask you, do you know how to say the last name of the linebacker from Wisconsin that transferred to Ohio State? Allegrio or something like that, right?
Yeah. He's going to be
of
very
course,
good.
Luke Fickell said, like, I only care about the guys that are here when he was asked about,
Sure.
the guys. Look, that's the nature of college football. Like, guys are going to transfer, and you want them to be a part of your program, but there's movement is going to be with NIL and all that type of stuff. Movement is going to happen even more. So, gamesmanship there from Fickell, and I mean he's got a lot of questions to answer up there in Wisconsin if he's going to stay on and coach football up there in Wisconsin. But we're talking about Ryan Day, and we're talking about like these guys got to perform, but the expectations are there because you're getting 5 stars, you're paying for guys, whether DGG was coming here or not. He goes to Tennessee. Tennessee's trying to flip DJ Jacobs now. Like, okay, like other 5 stars are going to come here. Like, if there's family ties there and type of stuff like between DJ Jacobs, but like that's what it is. And now with the NIL, like you're getting a little bit more money into the athletic department for the entire athletics. But of course, what's the main driving force? Where is NIL going a lot? College football.
Right.
That's because of Chase Bank. Was it JP Morgan Chase? Is that there's like a long name with it. I love that Ryan Day wasn't keen on it at first. Because what is the color of Chase Bank there, right?
Nasty, dirty blue.
And what can't you wear at Ohio State, especially in the Woody and around the college and the football program?
Or on your jersey? Yeah, nasty, dirty blue. Yeah.
So on the scarlet jerseys, it'll be white. Yeah. On the white, it'll be black, which will probably pop a little too much. It's okay. I understand. Like, even the NFL has done practice jerseys with the sponsorship thing on it. Just as long as it doesn't turn into like I've seen some soccer jerseys and like NASCAR uniforms and all that type of stuff. Like, we don't need multiple patches on sports that don't need that, but I don't have a big issue with it. Do you, Rye? Like, I know some people were like upset.
No, I love it. I mean, I think that, Ohio State didn't just, take the check and slap a logo on their jersey. I think they structured this thing to actually help the athletes. And I think that's what's really cool about this. A portion of the money is going to go directly into the NIL support. That means that there's, more resources to recruit elite players, more resources to retain elite players, and just, more resources to compete with, the SEC or every other powerhouse, throwing money around, man. This is exactly what Ohio State needed to do. I think the sport has changed. College football is forever changed. NIL is the game now. If you are not invested in NIL, you are not going to be a successful program. If you don't have a corporate backing, you fall behind. Ohio State didn't just keep up. I think they jumped ahead, and the partnership goes, way beyond the patch. Chase is getting, branding inside Ohio Stadium and in the Schottenstein Center, which is interesting. They're becoming the, presenting sponsor of the new 1922 club. They're offering financial literacy programs for athletes, which is pretty cool. You got a dinosaur behind you. I get it. I got some upstairs too. And they're getting, Chase card holder special ticket offers and game day perks, which is but basically it's going to be full integration, not just a logo. Like you said, the patch was handled smartly. I'm glad that Ryan Day, was skeptical at first, and then once they changed it was fine. But I mean, they're going to plan to distribute over $21 million to athletes across football, men's and women's basketball, women's volleyball. That money has to come from somewhere, and deals like this is how you stay ahead instead of scrambling to catch up. And it's just another way that Ohio State is always going to lead the pack because they are always thinking outside the box. So.
And Ohio State, probably could have asked for more from Chase, but I do love that. Like they're just a part of it. The funniest part was somebody, and I have a soft spot in my heart for Notre Dame. Like if Ohio State's playing Notre Dame, anybody's playing Ohio State, like you're not getting my fandom at all. But my late grandfather was a huge Notre Dame fan. And I think that's because he was Catholic. Like I don't have the soft spot because I was raised Catholic, but I know he did. And we got to watch the national championship game together. Like that was one of the last moments I spent with my grandfather, who raised me on sports in Cleveland and all that type of stuff. So I always have a soft spot, but someone tweeted out that, man, you never see a top program or like a big name like Notre Dame sell out the way that Ohio State did. And several hours later, they got SoFi on their uniforms too. So like you said, Rye, if you're not doing it, you're going to be behind. That's really what it is. The Guardians are a little bit behind offensively. I feel like we said that a lot. I don't know what moves they're going to make. Andre Knott has been very, like him and I talk all the time, and like even he, at the point where like, one move to the lineup, one move to the bullpen. The way that this team is going right now is not enough because other guys in this lineup and in the bullpen are not stepping up. Like they're not doing their job, and there's too many of that. But I've seen a lot, especially today after yesterday split the doubleheader. I know they play the Reds again tonight. They got a day off, and then they get the Diamondbacks in town. Diamondbacks, I think, in Mets are this homestand. I think you got to get like a special ticket package to one of the Mets games, and you get like a Spider-Man bobblehead.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm going to see that on Friday, by the way. So,
nice.
No spoilers, people. If you get to see it on opening night, Thursday night, or even on Friday, you don't spoil it for the rest of the people. Already seen people that have got the early screenings trying to spoil things. Don't spoil movies. But I've seen a lot of people out on the Guards. You out, man? Are you out? Oh, jeez. I already heard one funeral given to the Guards today. I don't need another one.
Bro, I told you last week I was nervous, man. If you look at this wild card race right now, man, Boston's been on, or not, the Red Sox have been absolutely insane the past 15 games. They took over the second wild card spot. We're now down to the third, and we are a game or 2 games away from dropping to like 5th or 6th. Like it's insane. They're right on the edge of losing control this season. And honestly, this is what I warned people about last week. I didn't want it to happen, man, but it's way too tight for comfort, and the margin where they were sitting last week, that little bit of cushion, it's gone now. And 6 losses in the last 7 games and a tiny bit, a breathing room is completely evaporated for this team. I'm so nervous, dude. I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm hoping something happens. Pitching has been Gavin Williams, dude. What the heck, dude? He's been amazing. Parker Messick. It's so sad. That man, I'm just
games.
Yeah,
4 straight games for Gavin with 10+ strikeouts.
Yeah, crazy. Like, and not many
of them. 2 runs you expect to win. I'm sorry, like you don't expect your team to be shut out 3 of the last 4 games. You know what I mean? Like that's just the nature of it. And like I said, I don't know that one move or that can change anything. Things aren't like lining up.
Can moves be pulled off though?
Yeah.
Everyone like Minnesota, Houston, Seattle, Baltimore, it is a traffic jam right there. And no one's going to give up their players because everyone thinks they're in it. One more bad week. I mean, you're gonna fall 3 spots. One good week and you climb right back. But right now the Guardians are trending in the wrong direction. At the absolute worst possible time of the season. This is a moment where you either steady the ship or watch the season slip away. There, like I said, there are way too many teams within a game or 2 of us right now to where we can be taking losing streaks like this. There's no margin, no buffer, no safety net. Like it is now or never for the Guardians, and it's time to put up or shut up, man. This is a incredibly important time right now for Guardians baseball this season. So
because you're not coming back from 15.5 again, or like big deficits like that.
Nope.
Biggest issue right now, Bri, you have the easiest strength of schedule after the All-Star break, and you're not taking advantage of it.
Well, the Rays, I mean,
I understand. Like, there's going to be tough series built in, but overall, you have one of the easiest schedules down the stretch. If you can't take advantage of that, you want to be a team of consequence, and you can't take advantage of that, you're going nowhere.
Yeah.
And I know that they went young, and everybody's all upset about that and things like that. This team talks like they, all they do is they try to win the World Series and end the drought. Well, here's your fork in the road. I think right before we get tonight, and then they play on Friday, and then we're turning the calendar to August. 2 months left in the season. We've probably got about 2 months left right now.
Yeah.
Here's your fork in the road. I know there's a lot of time left. There's also not a lot of time left. Like you said, I think put up or shut up is the perfect way to describe that. A lot of good conversation tonight, Riot. Really appreciate it. Shorter one for us, but we got families, and we're pre-recorded, so we get to do double A. We get to do what we want.
I have that shirt, and I almost wore it today. That would have been so funny.
Did you really?
Next time, text me. We'll match. It'll be cute.
Okay. I don't know. I love this shirt.
I got it at Target. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing shirt. It's the classic ESPN and everything. Mm-hmm. There's more on the back. I'm not turning around right now. Please. But what?
I'm kidding.
Please. Oh, that's where you end the show right there. For Ryan Mosser, for the great people at Greeny Sports Cards, Keon Sports, all the great partners, Double A Anthony Alford, Eli Moon, directors here at Inside Edge Network, and everybody involved, Peter Tellup as well. Thank you all for tuning in. Like we always say, I'm Kevin Arnold. Don't let anyone ever tell you it's just a game. We truly love you all, 3,000. Spider-Man, I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm coming for you on Friday. Don't talk about it, be about it, baby.
Here's a reminder that Notre Dame hasn't beat Ohio State in football since 1936.
And live life, all gas, no brakes, just like the Ohio State Buckeyes. We'll see you next time right here on the Voice of the Land.